Hello and welcome to Talking Film. We haven't been, sorry about 3 weeks it's been since we've last had an episode. Stuff came up for both of us actually, so this is a week delayed episode. But that doesn't mean that we're going to have an episode next week. It'll be what we usually do every fortnight. So we've got 3 weeks to catch up on movie news. I don't know how we're going to do it. There is so much to talk about. So I think we should just dive right into it and talk about the news that only broke only a couple of hours ago, that we now have our new Han Solo for for the anthology Star Wars film, which we still don't know the title towards it yet. If I can remember his name, Alden. Alden. I can't pronounce it. Rich. I can't pronounce it. But he is the dude from House Caesar, who played the cowboy character. And he was the best part of that movie. So I am extremely happy about this announcement. I'm pretty sure it was like Miles Teller and that, I think he's Australian, that Australian actor from Transformers 4. And while I like Miles Teller, I think Alden is I think he sort of looks the part, and he's got enough talent. What he did in House Caesar, if he can bring it to Star Wars, that would be awesome. I think he's a good fit for this universe. But what do you think? Good, bad?
Well, I'm pretty happy. I'm not really the casting process went, because I can't follow it. And really, I'm just happy with the end result, because I haven't really seen anything of his, but he looks the part. Never tell me the odds. I can see that. Who's scruffy looking? Such an iconic character. It's a very risky move by Disney to make this movie. I do, after Rogue One, I do hope that they go back to some more original spin-off stories rather than just bringing characters into their own spin-off films. But you know, it's Han Solo. We've got to have at least one Han Solo movie, don't we?
Yeah, and with this announcement, I definitely think out of all the spin-offs so far, I think they might want to do more of these. This is just not a one-off thing, I think.
Oh, but it's going to be X-Men Origins all over again, isn't it? X-Men Origins.
That's if this does
Han Solo.
That's if this does well. I can sort of see this being.
I can't wait for the Darth Maul spin-off, and then the Jar Jar Binks one when they can't start characters.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it'd be funny. It'll be funny if like Disney announces like an untitled Star Wars film for like 2020, and then they announce it like a year off. It's the Jar Jar Binks movie. The origin of Jar Jar Binks. The untold story.
Jar Jar Binks. Learn how he became a master of the Force.
Master of the Force? What?
Well, no, this is after. It happens after, because we don't know what happens to Jar Jar. This is after he becomes Snoke.
Yeah, well, we don't know what happened in the 20 years between the prequels and the originals. I think he would have died.
That's where do you think Snoke comes from? That's Snoke.
I've heard about that.
I'm sorry. Anyway, so many Star Wars movies to go before we get to Han Solo. Well, it's 2, but still, let's get excited about those first before we get excited for Avengers 4.
Yeah, I think that's about all we can say about it.
Yeah, I think we'll just say, since we've got so much news to get through, it's a really good casting choice, I think, and let's move on.
Yep.
Agree to agree.
Yep. And we've got another casting announcement. We've got our new Lara Croft. Alicia Vikander is going to play Lara Croft, which I know that people were excited when they found out that Daisy Ridley was in contention to play Lara Croft, and I don't really hear movie news outside of reading it on blogs and stuff like that, but I actually heard a lot of people talking about it on trains and that, about, oh, did you hear Daisy Ridley could be Lara Croft? So that surprised me. Maybe it's going to be a bit disappointing for some of those people that were excited for Daisy Ridley to play this role. But it's like, I'm happy either way. Alicia Vikander has proven herself that she is a magnificent actress. She has the talent, and she proven that with Ex Machina and The Danish Girl last year. So I'm very happy with this choice. And I don't know if this says anything about that the Sony girl with the dragon tattoo, because I know she was in contention to play the role in the, I would say, the reboot / sequel to that movie. So I am extremely happy that she's playing Lara Croft in the new Tomb Raider movie. Even though I haven't seen the early two of Angelina Jolie, so I might have to watch those ones just so I can compare it when this movie finally gets released. Although it is the much newer Lara Croft video game, not the older ones. So, but it's a proven franchise. It's popular. The other two movies did make money, so we already know this video game brand is valuable towards any studio to get box office profits from it. So I think Alicia Vikander is a very good choice to play Lara Croft. Hopefully she delivers. And Nick is off again, which we had this trouble 3 weeks ago with Wi-Fi signals, and it's happened again. Maybe we shouldn't be doing these shows live anymore if we're having technical difficulties very frequently. Because of this, I'm not going to be able to get Nick's opinions or reactions to Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft, so I'm going to have to wait till he comes back on. Hopefully he's coming back on. It's just going to be me talking for the next half an hour. Hey Nick, you're back. Wi-Fi troubles again?
I am having a lot of technical difficulties again. This seems to be a regular thing. I'm not quite sure. It's mainly I've got a slow internet connection this time, and I don't think it's liking me. But can we pick up where were we?
Well, I was going to go to the next topic. I just finished what I had to say.
Yeah.
Alicia Vikander to play Lara Croft in the reboot of Tomb Raider.
Forgot about this. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Another good casting choice, I think. I didn't see Ex Machina. Did you see Ex Machina?
Yep.
And what did you
think?
Good
movie.
Oh, okay.
Her performance is really good.
You've already explained this. You've obviously already explained this to our audience.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm repeating myself now. I'm a broken record.
Yeah, you're gonna get really good at this one-man hosting. I
hope
anyway.
not. It's very lonely.
No, I hope I get this sorted out soon.
I just said maybe we shouldn't be doing these shows live anymore.
Possibly, maybe. Or maybe I can just fix my internet. That's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
But anyway, yeah. So Alicia Vikander, good choice. Moving on.
We're gonna be doing this the whole thing. It's like I've talked about it for like 2 minutes, and you're just like, "Yep, good choice. Moving on." Nothing to see anymore.
There's not really much else to say, to be honest. It's just like I don't know why they need to reboot Tomb Raider, but apparently they need to reboot Tomb Raider.
Have you seen the earlier films with Angelina Jolie?
No. Oh, I did a long time ago. I can't remember them.
I haven't even seen them, so. Talking about something else that's also new again. A lot of things are new, and more reboots. We now also today got revealed the new Power Rangers suits.
Okay.
I don't know if you've
I
seen
don't. Have I seen these? Oh wait, no. I think I saw these. Yeah, I saw these on Facebook, which is an unusual way to see these. Yeah. Yeah. No. It's they're colourful, except just not like the colourful kind of. Okay. We've talked about Power Rangers before, and you know that I'm kind of indifferent to it, and you're not. So.
Which is good, because I feel like that's what they're doing. Yes, it's completely different. They're not catering to what I've grew up watching them. They're targeting people who aren't familiar with Power Rangers. They're trying to widen their demographic and not just be strictly for the Power Rangers fans. The wider audience, this is what they're aiming for. So they're aiming for you, Nick. They're aiming for you.
Aiming for me. Am I satisfied? It's a good question. Pink Ranger. What do they say? Is there like a Rangers Assemble kind of cry? Is there? What do they say?
Well, first they say it's morphin time. I don't know.
It's morphin time. Okay, we should. Every time we started a conversation about Power Rangers, we have to say that now.
And then
it's morphin.
And then they hold their badges like this onto the screen with their heads, with all like the colors of their suit. And then they say, I'm pretty sure they say like a dinosaur. They've got like dinosaur robots that they're assigned to.
Oh yeah. You know, as you do. I dinosaur down the street all the time.
Although I just hope they don't make it like Transformers. Like I really hope not. I don't want to see Optimus Prime with the Red Ranger.
Hasbro Cinematic Universe?
Wow, they're crossing over to another toy company, Saban, I'm pretty sure is the one that owns Power Rangers.
Every cinematic universe?
The toy brand universe.
Everything will one day be connected. We know this. This is the end result of everything. Anyway, yeah, no, they're a bit. They're still. I don't really know what to think of the new suits. Yeah.
I'm mixed on it. I mean, on one aspect, people are saying it looks like RoboCop meets Iron Man. While that is sort of true, I feel like some of the suits actually look pretty good. I actually like how the Red Ranger looks. I like how they've used his suit color, but they've also, it's not just full color red. They've added silver stuff bits to it. But like the Blue Ranger looks, I don't like the way Blue Ranger looks. It's all blue. Why don't they just do what they all look alike and they just have their own colors? Why is one full color and the other one isn't? I don't like the full color ones. It just looks, I don't know, it just really looks odd.
Problems. I'm sure they know what they're doing.
It's probably going to be a joke to them. It will have probably a Power Rangers Civil War, and they're like the Red Rangers, Blue Rangers, like, oh, that's a better suit. I want that one. Red Rangers, no, this is mine. And then they clash. I don't know.
Who knows? Well, maybe there'll be. Yeah, I can't wait for the crossover though. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I want the Power Rangers meets the Marvel universe. Uh oh.
Yeah, great.
Moving on to the next one. This is a bit sad, actually. I don't know if we reported this. Not quite sure, but it looks like the Maze Runner, the Death Cure, the final film in the franchise, probably isn't going to make its release date of February next year. I'm pretty sure now it's been delayed indefinitely by Fox, so we don't know if it's ever going to get back into production. And it looks like Dylan O'Brien's injuries are much more what's the word I'm looking for? Severe than what people originally thought. What do you think, Nick? I mean, we both really liked the first Maze Runner, and we sort of enjoyed the second one.
Yeah, it was. It's a fun. It's good fun. The series. It's not a masterpiece, but it's. I
They're a
don't
little
know.
bit like Fast and Furious.
It's kind of like a lighter Hunger Games, like not as serious of a franchise, but kind of lighter. You know, more maybe more aiming towards a younger crowd. But I do like very much. I like the first one.
First one's good.
Because it surprised me. Yeah. And the second one was like, yeah, kind of what I expected. But I
Yeah.
was still interested to see the third one. And now I'm kind of, I don't, I'm mixed between disappointment and I'm just like shocked that this has happened because it's such a like unexpected occurrence and kind of tragic. He could have died if you've read what actually happened. Apparently, he was filming a scene and dodged one car or something, and yeah, got hit by a second while filming. So it was a vehicle related incident, and he could have been very, very seriously harmed, if not killed. So yeah, it's not really. It's not that surprising given the incident itself that he's still in a serious condition, but I hope that it hasn't affected him because he's a good actor and he obviously has a long career ahead of him. So hopefully it doesn't affect his career, not just this one movie, but his whole career. But yeah, hopefully first let's hope that he recovers. Then let's hope that Maze Runner gets back on track.
Yeah, but it might also, it's probably not going to be as easy to say because even if Dylan O'Brien, finally recovers from this horrible incident, it's going to take a little bit more time to get Maze Runner back on track if the movie is finished because of Teen Wolf. Because he still has Teen Wolf show to film as well, so I don't know how that's all going to pan out.
Yeah, who knows?
But I really hope that this movie, in one way or form, it's going to finally get completed because I really want just to finish the franchise to get that last chapter instead of ending it on the second movie's cliffhanger.
Yeah, well, that would be a shame because I don't like unfinished things. It's like a TV show that gets cancelled. You can't.
I know. I'm still back and. Even after watching Civil War, I'm still pissed off. I'm not going to get a conclusion to Amazing Spider-Man, even though I felt very mixed opinions on the second movie. I wanted a conclusion at least from that.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we all wish Dylan O'Brien the best for a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
And that's a sad news story for today. Sorry to end your day on a sad note, everybody.
Yeah.
But
so in a more,
let's see if we can back up. Hopefully, your next news story is about unicorns.
Well, the company hasn't made a unicorn movie yet, but they might eventually. We are going to talk about DreamWorks Animation has finally now has a permanent company now behind their films. Universal Pictures now owns DreamWorks Animation for $3.8 billion. They pay for the company, which means Universal is now going to be like Disney, where they're going to have two animation companies to go back and forth with now, since Universal also owns Illumination Entertainment.
Well, that's definitely meaning there's a Despicable Me crossover in there somewhere.
They're not. I heard people say that, but I don't think they're not going to do it. Only because I'm pretty sure Universal is going to copy what Disney has done with Walt Disney Animation and Pixar. Those two, the franchises they've got, we're not going to see a Toy Story crossover with Frozen. That will never happen in any way, shape, or form. They're always going to keep those two companies separate. And I feel like that's what Universal is going to do with Illumination and DreamWorks. There's their own companies.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Do you think this is going to save DreamWorks? Do you think this is what they needed?
Well, they can't go bankrupt because Universal's behind them, unless Universal goes bankrupt. So it at least it supports them. They've got like a back plan now, so it's not just them now, because all they had was just distribution rights with Fox at the moment. Fox doesn't own DreamWorks Animation. It was just so they could release their films. They would just provide the marketing towards it.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Well, either way, it's big news. It's going to mean something. Because now, is it? Am I correct in assuming Katzenberg's no longer in charge? I don't think, is he?
I don't think he's. I think he's said something about Awesomeness TV. Like I think he's might be doing some like online thing now or something for DreamWorks. But yeah.
If so, that's huge because he's been the head of DreamWorks since its beginning, hasn't he? Yeah, he has.
Yes.
So now it's someone else's turn to take over. That's just like who knows.
Good or
what's
bad?
Going to happen? Like day. Who knows? Can you imagine?
But I mean,
Shrek forever. Oh, Return of the Shrek.
Outside of The Croods, which is probably the best original movie so far they've made, recently, I'm saying, except for some sequels, except for Penguins Madagascar, their films haven't been that good. Home was a disaster. Trolls doesn't look that good.
Made very money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the money issues, box office wise, hasn't been that great if it's not a Kung Fu Panda or a How to Train Your Dragon movie. So
yeah, so it was definitely better. I mean, they were looking for someone to buy them out for a while, so finally they found it. Anyway, it's a bit business related, this news story, but it's definitely going to have an impact on their future output.
Surprised Disney didn't buy DreamWorks Animation. They could have had 3 animation companies.
They would own the world. They own the world. Look at the box office this year. They're going gangbusters.
Moving on to the next story, Avengers: Infinity War may not have the parts as the titles and might be renamed as something else.
What? Wait, what?
It seems like maybe it's still a possibility. This isn't official yet, but it's a possibility. As maybe you see, right? I've got this from Collider.
So there's going to be true subtitles. Avengers: Infinity War, Dawn of the Planet of the Superheroes, and
they must have interviewed Joe and Anthony Russo, the brothers.
That's why I haven't heard it, because I've not been watching it and reading interviews from them.
And they said that they think the title is misleading because it's not a 2-part story; it's 2 different stories. So it's Avengers 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And they said that they are thinking about changing the title because, which is I think is a good idea because ever since the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, look, it made money, that's for sure, but it was the lowest grossing in the franchise as a finale film as well. So it was at least a bit disappointing. It was a big hit, but it was disappointing numbers. It's sort of like Batman v Superman. They're disappointing, but they still made a profit for the company. But I would say that if they do change it, it would be they will keep Infinity War and they'll call it something. The other one something else. They'll just drop the parts. It'll be like what Divergent did with Allegiant. They dropped the 2 parts, part 1, part 2, and they completely retitled part 2 as something else.
I don't like it. I think they should just keep it part 1, part 2. It makes it seem more epic. Even if it's not the same kind of.
I think general audiences are just over the parts now. I think if they say that, then people probably don't want to see just don't want to pay full price for a 2-part story that could have been 1 movie. And while the title is misleading in a way, general audiences would think that this is only a part 1 of a much larger story.
Well, problem I have is that if they do 2 years in a row with an Avengers movie with different titles, they will think that that's Avengers 3 and Avengers 4. And it's just like, now they're just making Avengers sequels all the time. They've given up on individual movies. So now they're just going to make Avengers sequel. And like 3 years in a row of Avengers sequels, really? Like,
I'm down with that.
Do that?
Basically, I mean, we just basically got 2 Avengers movies in a row. So
I never named that. Oh, they're going to rename Avengers Infinity War Part 1, Iron Man, Avengers Return, or Rise of the Avengers, or I just keep going to Planet of the Apes titles. The hills are alive with the sound of bloodshed. I don't know. Yeah, some weird title for Iron Man. Iron Man Independence War. Oh, that's terrible. Don't hire me, Disney. Yeah, so that's interesting to think, though. I'll be interested to see if they end up changing it. But I don't think it's a good idea. I still think they should stick with Part 1, Part 2, because this is the culmination of the MCU, or the first saga, or whatever Kevin Feige's calling it now.
Well, hey, he obviously has done no wrong yet. He is king of the world at the moment.
That's true. It's definitely true.
Moving on, I don't think we're gonna have time for the other 3 stories unless I just put them all these in one, but I wouldn't have enough time to discuss them all.
The biggest ones.
Well, it depends. I don't really know which one's is big. I'll give you a choice. What one you want to talk about for 2 minutes, Nick? We can talk about The Flash. We can talk about Space Jam 2. Or we can talk about Fox pulling out of Comic-Con.
Nah, none of them are very important. Anyway, yeah, no.
So much.
The Comic-Con one is just, it's just, Comic-Con is just not important anymore, is it? Really?
Well, it seems
It's
like
really dying.
It seems like conventions have reached its peak already. It seems like because some game developers, game companies are dropping out of E3 this year, and now some of them aren't doing Comic-Con. It's like,
it's just the modern internet age. I think everybody likes to have their own big events, like now the movie industry is doing it. Their own big events, like Marvel will reveal their entire slate at once. DC will reveal their entire slate at once. So they're not going to do it at a convention anymore, because it's probably due to the nature of the internet and the nature of leaks and rumors and theories and stuff. And
do you think this might? Do you think this might be the rise of individual conventions? Because we know Disney's pulled out. Well, Disney hasn't pulled out, but they don't really reveal their big stuff at Comic-Con anymore. It's now D23 every 2 years.
It's every 2 years. I think they have to make that more frequent as well.
Every year, Disney. You've got everything. Just pull one out every year. More money.
Every year. Or they have like a Marvel. I don't know, Marvel, Star Wars convention every other year. Then D23 is like the animation, and then
I think just a whole, like, I think just put everything into one basket. You got your Star Wars, Indiana Jones is coming up, your Marvel, your Pixar, your Disney animation, your Disney fairy tales, and your other Disney films you want to work on. Just put them all in one basket every year.
D23 went really well last year, so I think they need to do that more often.
If any convention, I want to go to D20. That seems like the one I'll be in heaven, basically going to that one.
I would love to, of course. They got like.
But at least, but maybe this might be like a rise of like individual conventions. Maybe like Warner Bros. Will have their own convention thing every 2 years where they talk about, DC, Harry Potter, if they want to do any more Lord of the Rings spin-off things, whatever they want to do. Oh, they got the Lego universe. They could do that because at least Disney has showed with D23 that they're very tight on nothing getting leaked out on the internet, unlike Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's just it's
They
like
can control it more.
they're much more strategic now. They play this what we've talked about called Hollywood chess, where they want to play their pieces when they want to play them. They don't play by other people's rules. There's less and less these days with other studios. It's becoming increasingly competitive.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, yeah, I guess we picked that story, didn't we?
Yeah, without even choosing it. Okay, well, I think that's all we have time for today. But before we say until next time, like we usually do, we are going to have a new contributor to the Everything Film page so that we can get more reviews out, because I know someone else has been busy, so I recruited somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not going to be very, my reviews, I was going to get them done, but by the time I get around to it, it's already too late. So, yeah, it would be good to have another contributor.
Yeah, I get you busy, and hopefully we see your reviews again, Nick, because I'm not going to. It's not me being biased, but your reviews are better than mine. I can admit to say that.
That's not true. I want to at least have a Captain America review up soon. So
yeah, out of all the reviews, I really wanted the Batman v Superman one for you. I really wanted to see you.
Yeah, I know. I never got to it. Yeah. Oh well. I'll review it when it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do.
You're gonna rewatch that.
Like, retro reviews that I missed when I get back to my homeland, and
you're going to rewatch that movie. It depends. You're going to rewatch the theatrical one, or you're going to watch the extended one, the one that we should have got in the theaters. That's what Warner Brothers and everyone else is saying.
I'm going to torrent it online illegally, and I'm going to review the 720p standard definition version.
I thought you were going to say 720 minutes. I'm like, whoa, that is a long movie. God, imagine that movie too.
Speaking of video games, anyway.
Yeah, so I have recruited someone called Dan, who you might see on camera one of these days. I'm sort of working with trying to get another series up on our YouTube channel. Sort of mini reviews type things after we just got out of the theaters, and trying to give our discussions of what we thought of that movie. So, and I feel like that might help him write the reviews as well, since he's really haven't done that before. So I have to talk to him about that, unless he's watching this right now. But yeah, we've got a third member called Dan, and he's going to be a part of the Everything Film team, along with me and Nick.
Well, welcome, Dan. You're going to fill in the gap that I leave by being super busy this year, and basically just anyway, I definitely am going to get onto contributing more to the site within the next 24 months.
Okay, on that note, thank you for tuning in to Talking Film. We should have another one in the next 2 weeks, like our usual schedule. So, so keep a lookout for that video. But thank you for tuning in. And until next time, bye for now.
Until next time.